My roommate had left her dress hanging out on the balcony. I said to her, "It's the ghost festival today. You shouldn't hang clothes outside at night." She rolled her eyes and snapped, "You're nuts." The next day, she wore that same dress to go on a date with her boyfriend. When she came back, there was an extra shadow trailing her. Anna Megan returned close to 1 a.m. Everyone in the dorm was already asleep except me. I was under the covers reading a novel. As the door creaked open, a cold draft slipped in. I instinctively furrowed my brows. It wasn't just the chill. Anna was the one who slept on the bunk above me. She was arrogant by nature, and ever since she started dating that rich second-gen boyfriend, she barely looked at people like us. She spent 5 nights a week out of the dorm. Whenever she did return, it was always in the middle of the night. She was afraid of the dark, so she'd turn on all the lights the moment she came in, waking up everyone. But tonight was different. She crept in, climbed into bed without a sound. Or no, there was sound. She seemed to be whispering to someone. I perked up my ears. "Okay, I get it. You don't have to say more. I'll do what you said." Her voice was barely audible, like murmuring in a dream. A faint stench of blood and mildew began to fill the air. I remembered what the elders back home used to say. Ghosts that die on land carry the scent of incense they get offerings from family or temple rites. But those who drown, whether by accident or suicide, turn into water spirits. They always reek of something fishy and foul. Anna had brought back a water ghost. My phone screen dimmed to black. I sighed, quietly climbed out of bed, and looked out the window under the moonlight. A trail of wet footprints stretched from the door to the ladder of Anna's bed. I tapped the edge of her bed, yawned, and put on an impatient tone. "You seriously not gonna sleep in the middle of the night? Whispering to yourself like that some of us are trying to get some rest." A chill shot up my spine. I froze. Something seemed to slip off my body. The muttering behind the curtains stopped abruptly. That pale, almost transparent shadow stiffened, then vanished. A boy of about 13 suddenly appeared before me. He wore a little black vest and had a delicate face. When he spoke, one tiny fang peeked out. "Hey, that one ran fast. But once Grandpa Aaron catches him, he's gonna get turned into catfish stew." That's Aaron me's spirit scout. Yep, I'm a shaman. And in our line of work, trouble comes with the territory. I was sickly from birth. Not just May, everyone in my family. My dad was always ill as a kid, but we were too poor to go to the hospital for anything minor. There was an old man in our village who could see things. When he looked at my dad, he said, "This child's got a connection." In our world, that means a spiritual fate. But having a spiritual fate doesn't always mean you'll become a medium. Still, my dad would attract spirits every so often. We call those foreign illnesses when something not human gets into you. Whenever he had an episode, the old man would jab a thick steel needle into his belly to let the air out. After that, he'd slowly get better. Then I was born and disaster followed. I practically lived at the clinic. No exaggeration, I was getting IV drips 4 days a week. Fevers, colds, infections, constant. I was also curious by nature, always poking into things. Spirits love that kind of person. Someone with intuition, talent, and a nose for trouble. The weird thing is, I dream every time I sleep. Either ghosts are chasing me, or I'm stuck in some endless exam I never pass. Whenever the ghosts chased me home in my dreams, they'd scatter in panic right at the threshold. Later, I realized these spirits were haunting families in our village. Every one of those households had experienced something eerie. I couldn't hold it in and told my mom. Her face changed instantly. She warned me, "Don't bring this stuff up again." Then came the year I turned 15. Something terrible happened at home. My dad and I barely made it out alive. A woman came to read our fortune. After sizing me up, she said, "This girl's got a weak life force, too little yang energy, born with a child's fate, and she's got a spiritual path gates are wide open. Once all the signs align, she'll need to open a shrine." Everyone in my family freaked. My dad pleaded, "Master, she's just a kid. Isn't there another way? Anything to keep her out of this life?" The woman looked up and said firmly, "This isn't about what you want. Let me be straight with you. This is her trial, and it's just the beginning. If she passes it, good. If not, no one can save her." After that, we made offerings and performed spirit replacement rites. The woman tried to console my mom. "Try to see it differently. This is her fate. She was born to do this." The next 2 years were hell. Disaster after disaster. But somehow, I made it through. Right after the college entrance exams, I felt the call from the spirits. I opened my shrine. Maybe because I was still young, the spirits didn't rush to send me cases. They told me to train while I studied. So, I packed my spiritual contract, my offering basin, and everything else I needed, and left the Northeast for college in Beijing. Funny enough, this job was my first real assignment since opening the shrine. The next morning, as soon as Anna woke up, she let out a piercing scream. It jolted everyone awake. Voices groaned around the dorm. What the hell? Who the fuck is howling like that first thing in the morning? The one who said that was Emily Cartarena's most loyal sidekick. Always sweet-talking her way into Anna's favor. She'd scored quite a few goodies from her over time. As expected, when she noticed Anna's face darken, she quickly backpedaled. "Anna, I didn't mean you, okay?" Anna didn't even respond. She just yanked off the dress in a fury and flung it to the floor. "Who did this?" she demanded. The white, strapless dress with pink embroidery was smeared with filth, streaked with mud, and tangled with bits of waterweed. A foul stench spread through the room. Emily and Fatima covered their mouths and shook their heads frantically. "Not me. Seriously. Not me." Anna glared at me, seething. I shrugged lazily. "Why are you looking at me like that? Forget what you did last night already." I pointed at the dress. "It's been scorching hot lately, and the pond on campus has crystal clear water. There's no way that kind of weed came from there. That kind of aquatic plant only grew in polluted rivers out in the suburbs. But we were smack in the middle of the city. It'd take over an hour by car to get there, almost 3 hours round trip." I met her angry gaze head on and asked coldly, "So where were you last night?" The question caught her off guard. Anna's face turned stormy. "What's it to you?" 30 miles west of Beijing." I cut her off. "An abandoned house, a tiny shrine in front, and a short stretch of river right outside." With every word I said, her face went a shade paler. That's when I knew I was right. That water ghost may have slipped away, but I wasn't empty-handed. I'd sent Aaron after it. Once he arrived, Aaron sent me a spiritual signal, and the scene instantly appeared in my mind. It was a desolate place, not a soul in sight for miles. Just a crumbling Western-style mansion, uninhabited, with a small shrine standing out front. In front of the shrine ran a shallow but filthy stream, and there, inside the shrine, the escaped water ghost was munching on roasted chicken. Aaron had held back, not wanting to startle it. That damn thing was eating like it hadn't seen food in years. I swear the smell nearly drove me nuts. "You better buy me a whole 1 Laterno, too." I had nothing to say. Before Anna could react, Emily stormed over, jabbing a finger in my face. "You from the Northeast, I've had it with you. Always acting all mystical and creepy. If you're sick, Go see a doctor. Calling yourself a college student spouting this kind of crap? I didn't get mad. I mean, she wasn't wrong. You tell people this kind of stuff, and most won't believe you. They'll just think you're superstitious. Honestly, that's normal. For regular folks, not believing is usually the best thing. Nothing convinces people more than red ink on a report. Anna opened her mouth like she wanted to say something, but hesitated. In the end, it was Fatima who couldn't take it anymore. She pulled Emily's arm and said, "All right, we're all roommates here. Don't go too far." Then she turned to me, looking a little conflicted. "Isabel, same to you. Maybe tone it down with that kind of talk. If someone overhears it, it won't look good." I nodded in understanding and went to wash up. Later that evening, my mom video called me. After some small talk, her expression suddenly tightened. "You're alone in the dorm right now?" "Yeah," I replied. "The others went to grab dinner at the cafeteria. I'm the only one here." She relaxed a bit. "Where did you place your spiritual tablet after you got to school? Your roommates, they don't know, right?" I opened my takeout and answered slowly. "I rented a place off campus. I keep the shrine there and make offerings every week." "Listen to me, sweetie. Whatever you do, don't let anyone find out you're a spirit medium. Nobody's into that old superstitious stuff anymore. What if someone reports you and you get expelled?" Mom launched into her usual nagging. I took a bite of braised chicken and set a few meatier pieces into the empty bowl beside me. "I know, but if something serious ever comes up, I'm not gonna just sit on my hands. I may not be all that capable yet, but if it's life or death, I won't just walk away." Seeing how stubborn I was, Mom suddenly sat up on her kang bed. "Ugh, why are you like this? If you were back home, I'd have already worn the feathers off the duster beating some sense into you." She was loud and dramatic in the video, but that worry in her eyes couldn't be hidden. As much as she talked tough, she was soft inside. "You're just like your useless father, always dragging trouble onto yourselves. I must have owed you two in a past life." After hanging up, I was just about to clean up my takeout boxes when the door slammed open. Emily barged in, seething with rage, and shoved her phone in my face. "See? I told you she's not normal. Isabel, you're actually a spirit medium." Anna and Fatima followed close behind. Their expressions were complicated. They looked like they expected me to explain myself. "I'm not a shaman," I said calmly. "That's what warrior mediums do. I'm a scholar medium. I read signs, I don't channel spirits." Fatima blinked, confused. Is that really the issue here? Anna was acting way out of character today. Usually she loved to boss everyone around, constantly seeking attention. But now, she hadn't said a word. Emily kept shrieking. "Just the thought of sharing a room with a witch makes my skin crawl. I'm going straight to the student affairs office." She spun around to leave, but someone grabbed her sleeve. To everyone's surprise, it wasn't Fatima. It was Anna. Her face was pale, and her lips trembled as she spoke. "Don't go!" Maybe she realized how strange that sounded, so she forced a weak smile. "We're all roommates. If you don't want to live with her, you can move out. But if you report her, I'm done with you." In the end, Emily didn't go. Not because she was afraid of losing a friend, but because she was scared to lose the golden ticket she was clinging to. As I tidied the table, I told them, "I'm a spirit medium. People in our line of work don't get much respect. Most folks think we're nuts-con artists chasing money, but I'm not like that. If you want to know whether I'm telling the truth or not, ask Anna. She knows better than anyone." Anna froze at the mention of her name, flustered. I don't know." Her light makeup couldn't hide the dark circles under her eyes. But what I saw went deeper. The shadow energy that usually clung to her feet had flooded to the crown of her head. This wasn't just a haunting. It was worse. Did you have relations with it? It came out as a question, but I already knew the answer. Anna bit her lip hard and dropped her head. Yes, but I didn't want to. It was him. Now wait, I remember. I went out with my boyfriend. Yeah, my boyfriend. Panicking, she grabbed her phone and called him, turning on speaker. On the other end, Carlos Garcia answered sweetly. What's wrong, baby? Anna forced herself to stay calm and asked cautiously. Carlos, where were you last night? Carlos sounded confused. Last night? I was in my dorm, babe. Did someone say something to you? Don't listen to them. She didn't let him finish. Hanging up mid-sentence, her face crumbled, tears streaming. She looked shattered. No, it can't be like this. I wanted to tell her things weren't over yet, but before I could speak, Anna suddenly whipped her head toward the door, eyes wide, staring. It wasn't clear whether she was laughing or crying. He's here! He's here! A sudden gust of icy wind blasted through the room as the dorm door slammed open. Several pallbearers in ancient ceremonial garb carried in a red and black bridal sedan chair. They shouted in a deep, commanding voice. The river god takes his bride clear the way. As they spoke, the sedan exuded a strange pull, messing with our minds. Anna's face was frozen in terror, but her legs moved of their own accord. She took one step, then another until a hand landed on her shoulder. I held her back, cold fury rising in my chest. Back off. My voice carried a chilling authority. Instantly, several spirit warriors appeared around me, some male, some female clad in armor, wielding long spears or paired maces. These were the elite guardians of my shrine. Without a word, they charged. One of them, a fierce female general with dual maces, struck a pallbearer square in the chest, knocking him back. That was Steve Green of the Python Hall, known for her fierce hatred of evil. The pallbearers were powerful ghosts, but they were no match for trained celestial warriors. One lanky pallbearer, retreating under the assault, shouted in anger, "You spirit beasts raised like livestock dare defy my master. My lord is the river god of Liangshui." Larry Kelly jabbed his spear forward, lifting the ghost off the ground, sneering. A crusty old water ghost dares call himself a god. Who granted him that title? Tell your master to wash his neck clean. The entire Lopez clan will be paying him a visito exorcise a god. In the blink of an eye, all 8 pallbearers were beaten down, groveling like stray dogs. I stepped forward and flung a talisman. Taiyi's sacred selignite shadows, purge disease, bring fire to cleanse and gods to protect. Taiyi, true lord, obey this command. The spell ignited, and the flame talisman slammed into the bridal sedan. Within moments, it burst into flames. Everyone stared in stunned silence. The truth is, spirit mediums can formally train in Taoist or Buddhist practice. We're not just folk shamans. Steve Green and the others detained the ghostly pallbearers, leaving only one to return with a message. I didn't send Aaron this time. Anyone bold enough to claim the title of River God over Liangshui Major River was likely powerful. If Aaron went, he'd probably be caught. Behind me, Emily's voice stuttered. Was that a real talisman? I thought you were just one of those dancing spirit types. How do you even know that stuff? I shut the dorm door and grabbed a broom from the bathroom to sweep up the talisman ash. One more time, I don't channel spirits. Then I walked over to Anna, who looked completely out of it. I snapped my fingers in front of her. She blinked as if waking from a dream, then started hyperventilating. Tears hit the floor as she sobbed. I saw myself, dressed in a red bridal gown, getting into that sedan. They carried me to a strange place. There was a huge river in front of me, and in the river stood a man, also in red robes. He smiled and waved at me. I didn't want to go, but I couldn't stop myself. I felt like if I went, I'd never come back. I gently rubbed her back. It's okay, you're safe now. He's not taking you anywhere. Anna collapsed into my arms, crying so hard she soaked my clothes with tears and snot. Isabel, I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I pulled some tissues from the desk and wiped her face. If you really mean that, then when this is all over, pay me a nice bonus. Then I remembered something. Ohan 2 roasted ducks from that one place. You know the one. What can I say? I still owed Aaron 2 whole chickens. In the end, Anna cried herself to sleep in my arms. But even in sleep, she didn't rest easy. Her brows were knitted tight, and she kept mumbling, I won't go. Watching her like that, my heart ached a little. Anna wasn't a bad person, not really. She just had a spoiled temper. 18 years old, still just a kid. No one her age should have to suffer like that. I checked in with the head spirit of my shrine and arranged for 2 generals to personally guard Anna. Emily looked pale, too. She couldn't see the spirits, but the dorm door flinging open, Anna's strange behavior, and my burning talisman made it clear this wasn't some made-up story. Anna was sleeping in my bed. I wanted to start drawing talismans tonight to settle this fast, but just as the thought crossed my mind, something smacked the back of my head. How many times do I have to tell you staying up late harms your kidneys, depletes your qi? The kidneys belong to the yin. Messing with yin-yang balance ruins cultivation. Go to sleep, now. Yeah, that tone could only be one person me, short-tempered shrine master, Kyle. No, not the one from the old myth books. Most shrine spirits in the Northeast share similar names. Same name, different spirit. I climbed into bed and asked before closing my eyes. The river god of Liangshui has been squatting in Beijing for years. He's bad news. Do you think I attract too much trouble? Getting tangled with something this big right out the gate was the definition of a rookie biting off more than they could chew. Another smack landed on my forehead. Kyle's voice rang through my head, commanding, bold. What kind of talk is that? Remember, our shrine doesn't start trouble, but we don't fear it either. Out there, if something happens, don't panic. As long as you do no evil, we've got your back. What's to be afraid of? Just go for it. I laughed, rubbing my forehead, tears stinging the corners of my eyes. It was a blessing, really, to have a whole spiritual family behind me. Anna took a few days off, said she didn't feel well, and our advisor approved it. She asked for time off for me, too. Still nervous, she wanted a reading, so I took her to my off-campus apartmenta 2-bedroom unit in a high-rise, not far from school. Once inside, I opened the windows, let in fresh air, then went to the altar in the side room. I replaced the old fruits with fresh ones. Anna looked around awkwardly. Got any cash? I asked. She pulled a wad from her wallet, and I took a single bill. 100 will do. I tucked the note under the incense burner and lit 3 sticks. Then I sat down. Left hand, I said. She extended it, and I placed 2 fingers on her pulse. My lips tightened. You're severely depleted. Your pulse is nearly gone. I felt her fingers, then switched to her right hand. The moment I touched her palm, I felt the pulsing Beata ghost pulse. And at the base of her thumb, it thumped wildly. She was under attack by an external spirit. That part wasn't surprising. The river god was clearly an external ghost. What puzzled me was that I could already sense something during the left-hand reading. She had an incense root, meaning her family had once worshipped spirit deities. People like that always have strange happenings sooner or later. If the ancestral spirits aren't properly honored again, leftover incense energy attracts wandering ghosts and spirits. I asked, "Did your elders ever keep a spirit shrine?" Anna looked blank. "I don't know. No one's ever said anything." I turned to glance at the incense. The ash hadn't fallen. Black ash bending the stick downward a dire omen. Clearly, this went deeper than I thought. I took a breath and decided to call on a spirit. Disciple Isabel calls upon old immortal James of the Lopez Shrine. In seconds, a chill shot down my spine and scalp. When I opened my eyes, my voice had changed to that of an old woman. "Poor child," she said. "You had a bitter fate. Your great-grandmother, she was a spirit seer. She helped people divine their fortunes. That place you went the other night, it was your family's ancestral land. That little shrine was hers. She worshipped the river god of Liangshui." Anna's face turned pale. "Then, he's one of my family's spirits. Why would he hurt me? Why would he—" Her voice broke. I told her, "Your great-grandmother was a spirit seer, yes. But not like us. We serve family spirits born with a natural connection. No foreign ghosts allowed." But she worshipped an external water ghost. That's forbidden dark arts. Ghosts aren't like humans or spirits. When people die, their souls fracture. What remains is obsession and instinct. The river god of Liangshui, who demands human sacrifices, is no longer a guardian spirit. He's a fallen god. He targeted you because she likely promised him something. Like offering him a descendant as a sacrifice. At the right time, the right person, a live sacrifice. Most assume that sort of thing died out with the old world. But even today, it still happens. The only difference now is that these chosen ones usually die in accidents. Anna would have been the same. If she'd been taken that night, the official story would have just said she drowned. However strange the truth was, that's how it would have ended. And Liangshui River? Accidents happen there all the time. The bodies pulled from its depths are too many to count. Anna called home to ask about her great-grandmother, and later told me, "My dad didn't know much. Said she was once a noblewoman. During the Republic era, my great-grandfather moved the family out of Beijing. She didn't gauche, returned to her hometown. She handed me an old address, Sunjiatun, west of Pingcheng. I looked it up and showed her. Her face went ghost white. It was the exact place she went that night. Isabel, are you really going to Liangshui River? That place has seen so many deaths. Even with spirits guarding her, she was terrified. Not just me, you're coming too. I'm not leaving you alone in the dorm." "Huh?" she stammered. "Me? Why me? I'll just get in the way." I pulled out some talismans. "If I'm not around and that river god shows up, who's going to protect you? The two spirits I assigned to you aren't strong enough to beat him. That old water ghost had probably taken countless lives. Ghosts advance faster than beasts in cultivation. I don't mean to insult spirit guardians, that's just the truth. Even so, the old ghost wouldn't dare provoke us lightly. The spirit medium world has its own hierarchy. In plain terms, I had powerful backers, and he couldn't afford the karmic fallout." Anna wiped her tears and helped me pack. Emily wasn't in the dorm. She'd gone home and planned to stay away until this was over. Fatima came back from class and saw me pulling out all my tools. She peeked over. "All this for your work?" "Yeah. Since I'd just started. I only had a badge and a sword, both gifts from my master. My flag was still being made. I hadn't even summoned my seal yet. Most of what I had were talismans. My trump card, a command slip from my master that could summon 5 spirit troops in a crisis. Luckily, my master was currently residing at Beiyun Temple here in Beijing, so summoning them would be easy. As I finished packing, I told Fatima, "Tonight's probably not going to be peaceful. You might want to stay somewhere else." She didn't reply. After a moment, she stopped me. "Wait." I looked at her in confusion as she pulled a box from under her bed. Inside was a ceremonial mask, 2 ritual flags, and a dark costume with ribbons and banners. It looked familiar. "Is that a Nuo exorcist outfit?" I was stunned. I hadn't expected Fatima to be one of us. Nuo, like shamanism, comes from ancient spiritual traditions focused on rituals and invoking spirits. She dressed in the costume, tied the mask to the back of her head, tucked the flags into her chest, and her long eyes gleamed. "I'm coming with you." In the cab, the driver heard we were heading to the western outskirts. "You guys going to the Comic-Con at West Square?" Clearly, he thought Fatima was cosplaying. To avoid suspicion, we had him drop us off a kilometer away, beside an abandoned factory. I pointed down the road. "Not far now. Let's walk the rest." From the moment we got out of the car, Anna clung to my arm in fear. As we neared the river, a faint cry for help echoed. "Help. Someone help me." A woman's voice flickering in and out. The air turned metallic, tinged with blood. I ran ahead and saw several dark figures pinning down a pregnant woman, blood pooling beneath her. My eyes narrowed. Aaron appeared, and immediately launched into a flurry of punches and kicks. "You bastards think you can pull this shit in front of Grandpa, Aaron?" He lifted the woman off the ground while Fatima handed over some tissues to wipe away the blood. Anna murmured in disbelief. "What's a pregnant woman doing way out here in the middle of nowhere?" She pulled out her phone to call 911, but I stopped her. "Don't. That's not a human baby she's carrying." Though she was covered in blood, most of it wasn't hers. A thick, dark aura twisted around her. Through her skin, I could see something growing and writhing, a ghost fetus, baring its teeth at me. One of the ghosts now writhing under Aaron's foot screamed, "Stay out of this! That's our river goddess! She's carrying our young master! If you mess up the birth, Lord River God will destroy you." Aaron stomped on its head. "Did I say you could talk?" Another river god worshipper. Fatima's face turned grim. "A living woman carrying a ghost fetus, that thing can't be born. If it is, it'll be even worse than the river god." At the mention of the river god, Anna started shaking like a leaf. "Then, what do we do?" The woman, barely clinging to life, mouthed words through trembling lips. "Kill me. I don't want to give birth to it." I pulled out red paper and cinnabar ink from my backpack, sat cross-legged, and focused. I drew a talisman of fetal suppression and pressed it gently onto her blood-slick belly. "You're still alive, and while you are, you have to fight. I'll handle the rest." The talisman fell into place. The ghost fetus that had been clawing to escape was sealed inside. The charm only calms human fetuses. Its spiritual energy is a poison to ghostly ones. These parasites grow by feeding on the mother's life. If they're born, the host always dies. Trapped in the womb, the ghost child began to wail. "Wah!" Its cries stirred the spirits in the river. "Who dares harm my son?" A wave of killing intent surged toward us, thick and bloody. A middle-aged ghost in a landlord's cap and red-black robes soared out of the water. Without a word, he clawed straight for my throat. I formed a lightning seal with my fingers and chanted rapidly, Thunder spirits become true through form. Grant my flesh new shape reborn. Heaven's decree be sealed in gold. Command fire soldiers swift and bold. As the spell activated, lightning coiled around me. The moment his claw touched my skin, zap it scorched black from the jolt, forcing him to stagger back. You're just a baby shaman. How do you know Mao Shan techniques? I gave him a cold smirk and said nothing. I raised my spirit badge and called out. Disciple Isabel calls upon the spirits of the Lopez Shrine come forth and slay this god. One by one, figures appeared before Matal, short, men, women over 100 strong. Steve Green, Larry, Kelly, they were all there. Leading them was Master Kyle, donned in golden armor, holding a green command banner. Behind him, other shrine heads held flags of yellow, white, red, and black. The Dragon Shrine Master stepped forward with a jade seal. By decree of the main shrine, the Lopez household rises today to execute the river god of Liangshui Anderson. When it comes to battle, you call the big guns. I could fend off ghosts, but killing them? Not yet. Anderson didn't earn his title lightly, he had troops of his own. With a wave of his arm, a horde of water ghosts swarmed from the rivermen. Women, children, old and young. Civil Isabel or not, I cursed under my breath. Son of a bitch, you're harvesting souls now? Vengeful spirits may be stuck in limbo, but Anderson was enslaving them, turning them into weapons. Live sacrifices, ghost pregnancies, soul harvesting, any one of these sins could damn him to the deepest hells. And now, as the ghosts kept crawling from the depths, I could see through the water piles of bones, easily 1,000 or more. I turned to Fatima. Protect Aina. Then I drew the sword from my back and charged into the fray alongside the shrine warriors. Fatima donned her mask and began chanting. Her battle flag rose without wind. The white mask fused to her face, making her seem less like a woman and more like a deity. Her feet moved in sacred patterns, flags slicing the air, dispersing ghosts. Anna clutched her talisman and huddled behind her, shielding the pregnant woman. She whispered to herself, "Don't be afraid, Anna. You can't be afraid." Isabel said, "Fear weakens your yang." Stay strong, stay strong. There are so many spirits here." The Dragon Shrine Master's sword swung at Anderson. A wave of force flattened the brush. "This place is cursed. We can't finish this quickly." His blade cleaved a ghost clean in half. The shrine spirits formed into ranks, raising golden energy pillars that trapped the ghosts in a brilliant dome of light. Anderson was forced back again and again, his body growing fainter. "You and I have no personal grudge," he hissed. "Why push me to death?" But the Dragon Master was not one for mercy. "You've committed unspeakable evil. The heavens have ordered your immediate execution. No trial necessary." His sword flashed, aiming straight for Anderson's heart, until a figure suddenly stepped in. The strike halted midair. Anderson held the pregnant woman in front of him like a shield. She groaned in pain. With a twisted grin, he sneered, "My son is coming. When he's born, all the rivers will bow to him. Kill me now, and you'll regret it for eternity." The bravado made me gag. "Your son's gonna be what? River King of the World?" Taylor, head of the Python Shrine, frowned and eyed the woman's belly. "Not a dragon, but there's a trace of dragon energy." Taylor had cultivated for over 2,000 years. Spirit form was halfway to a dragon. Anderson smirked, confident. "Kill me, and she dies." His hand tightened around her throat, leaving a dark bruise. I gritted my teeth and reached into my pocket for a blue thunder talisman. Heavenly seal, heed my... Before I could finish, Aaron snatched it away. Are you trying to die? That's a high-level talisman. You think your body can handle it? He scolded. I gave a pained smile. He's got a hostage. The longer we wait, the less time she has. The talisman was a master-drawn template. I wasn't strong enough to wield it yet. Aaron growled. Screw it. I'm going all in. He transformed into a beam of light and shot toward Anderson's back. Just as he neared, a massive claw caught him no hand. This. A white, scaly claw emerged from the void behind Anderson. Then came the head camel, snout, deer antlers. A huge white dragon, easily 10 meters long, slithered into view. Gleaming white scales shimmered in the moonlight. It clutched Aaron like a chick and tossed him aside. My jaw dropped. Holy crap, he really brought a dragon? What kind of twisted background does Liangshui River have? Beijing isn't even near the sea. Where'd he find a dragon? Was his kid the reincarnation of a dragon prince? As I reeled, the white dragon raised a claw and slapped Anderson into the ground like a fly. Aaron rushed to carry the woman away, and Fatima helped tend her. The dragon lifted its head, nostrils flaring. With a breath, it blew his whiskers skyward. A measly river ghost dared steal my scales? Anderson clawed his way out of the dirt, trembling like a leaf. Lord Dragon, please, I had no choice. My son died before birth. I only wanted to save him. I needed your power. The dragon wasn't buying it. Souls belong in the cycle. You stole this one and fueled it with death. For that your soul is forfeit. With a snap of his jaws, the dragon spat a glowing thunderball. Anderson's eyes went wide in terror. No! He tried to flee, but didn't get far. The orb hit him dead on. Golden light burst through the darkness and erased him. Once the river god was dead, the dragon turned its gaze to the blood-soaked woman. Seeing this, I rushed forward and stood between them. She's a victim too. Please, Dragon Lord, have mercy on the innocent. The white dragon cast me a sidelong glance and scoffed. Little girl, do you think I would harm her? But the ghost fetus inside her must go. He extended his claw, 5 talons tightening in the air. The woman collapsed in pain, drenched in sweat, writhing on the ground. From her swollen belly came a piercing, shrill scream. Ah! An invisible blade seemed to slice through, pulling free a heart covered in scales. The ghost fetus shut its eyes in defeat and dissolved into a foul, reeking puddle beneath her. The woman, too, had lost half her life. The white dragon wrinkled his nose at the slab of rotten meat clinging to his scale and washed it repeatedly with jets of water. Finally, with a snort, he muttered, "Forget it. I don't want it anymore." The scale remained inside the woman's body. With that sliver of dragon chi, her recovery would be swifter. She bowed deeply to the dragon. Thank you for your grace. Farewell, Dragon Lord. I thought it was over, that he'd leave. But the white dragon raised his head, nostrils flaring. Who said I was leaving? You, he pointed at me. Got anything to eat? Huh? I blinked. I always carried snack hypoglycemia. Some toffee, a pack of rice crackers. How the hell did he smell that? Is he part bloodhound? Before we could react, the white dragon shimmered and transformed into a tall, graceful young man in white robes. He took a rice cracker and munched away. Fatima tugged on my sleeve, whispering, "This is really a dragon?" I sighed. Don't ask me, I'm wondering the same thing. That night, we had captured over 1,300 water ghosts. The number was staggering. After the battle, the celestial spirits returned to their shrines. I sat cross-legged and began a summoning, fingers forming seals. Disciple Isabel requests the presence of the old guardian King James, of the Lopez family shrine. He was my great-grandfather, once a general who guarded vast mountains even after death. He commanded a legion of ghost soldiers, but transferring them required formal procedure. My great-grandfather arrived on a towering steed, holding a writ. "Isabel, you did well. Leave the rest to me," he ordered. "Detain all these ghost entities. Escort them to the city god's temple for judgment." That was protocol. Confirm their identities, weigh their crimes, then send them to the underworld for punishment or rebirth. Rows of armored ghost soldiers marched in, chaining the spirits and escorting them away. After finishing his rice crackers, the white dragon turned to me. "Buy a dragon. Talisman, carry it with you. Make sure it's jade." "Great." Now, I had a clingy celestial lizard. On the way back, Fatima looked at me with wide-eyed curiosity. "Are all Northeast shamans this powerful?" Anna chimed in too. "I thought monks and priests were the real deal. Aren't most spirit mediums scammers?" She quickly added, "Not you, Isabel. We've seen what you can do." I chuckled and didn't take it personally. It's true the field's chaotic these days, plenty of fakes. But I do my good, others do their bad. Right and wrong aren't up to people's opinions. Anna frowned. "But you use Taoist spells. I thought spirit mediums didn't do that." I explained. Being a medium and cultivating aren't mutually exclusive. Legitimate disciples have 3 masters: the spirit guide, the shrine master, and the cultivation master. The first is your guardian spirit. The second sets up your shrine. The third trains you in practice, Taoist or Buddhist. That river god said you used Maoshan magic. So is your master from Maoshan?" she asked. I nodded. "Yeah. He's currently residing at Bayun Temple. I'll take you to meet him sometime." Anna's eyes lit up, already picturing some immortal-like sage. Fatima raised her hand. "Take me too!" The woman we saved was taken to a private hospital Anna arranged. She had no ID, no memory. We called the police. When they checked records, it turned out she was Olivia, a Magana woman who went missing 20 years ago. Anna was stunned. My aunt was named Olivia Megan. She went missing before I was born. Dad said she was abducted. Could it really be her? Oddly, they didn't look related. Later, we found out Olivia was adopted. Her grandmother had taken her in. Anna told her parents the edited version of the story. They rushed to the hospital. After multiple confirmations, it was clear Olivia Megan was their long-lost sister. The Megan family broke down in tears, hugging each other in the hospital room. Later, Anna grabbed my hand, choking back sobs. "Thank you, Isabel. Thank you so much. If it weren't for you, I'd be dead by now." I covered her mouth. "No need for that. Just settle the bill. 30,000. WeChat, Alipay, or cash." Alipay Chimeter 30. 0 received. I transferred 28. 0 to another account. Anna said I charged too little. "My dad owns a restaurant. We're loaded. You could have charged way more. I've read those paranormal novels. Experts charge 6 figures minimum." Silly girl. A client who complains you didn't charge enough? I got a thank you text from a certain organization, but didn't even look up. Earn it if you can, but some money's too cursed to spend. A few days later, I prepped my gear and went alone to the Megan family's abandoned estate. The river god was gone, but the Western-style mansion still exuded an eerie presence. The little shrine by the river was empty. The old ghost who had followed Anna was nowhere to be found. I made a call. "Hey, master," a calm voice replied. "Finally remembered me?" I scratched my nose in guilt. "Can you hook me up with a demolition crew? There's something under a ruined village in the west suburbs." He sent them over right away and came himself. My master, Luke Dawson, looked about 23 or 24, with a gentle aura and refined features. He wore a deep-colored Taoist robe. First thing he did, flicked my forehead. Ow! Why is it always my head? Luke shot me a cold glance. Not like there's much to damage. He circled the mansion, stopping in front of the shrine. I scampered after him. I was right, wasn't I? My sensing sharp. Luke waved the crew forward. He pointed at the mansion. Tear it all down. Dig 4.5 feet deep. Gently, I don't want anything broken. My smile froze. Holy crap. These machines work fast. In no time, they uncovered a coffined redwood, sealed with cinnabar and black dog blood, iron nails, and chains. The talismans were crumbling, but still clung to it. In feng shui, black dog blood in front and 3-inch nails behind a grave are ways to destroy a family's fortune. Using them on a coffin seals the soul forever no reincarnation. Who's inside, I wondered. Luke shook his head. It's empty now. I frowned. I thought the river god was the end, but this was only the beginning. Luke ordered the coffin sent to Beijing Temple. Then he pulled a lollipop from nowhere and popped it into my mouth. Even if the sky falls, there are taller ones to catch it. You're safe. He stuck another one in his own mouth. Short people get things done, too, I muttered. Didn't I take care of the river god? Luke's face darkened. You dare bring that up. I told you to call me if anything happened. I'm your master, not your damn sidekick. You think this is a game you can restart if you die? I shrank under his glare, but still bristled. You're not my dad. I can't ask you for everything. Luke looked like he was going to keel over. Ungrateful brat. Didn't you beg me to be your master? A few days later, Luke said he wanted to visit my school. I shrugged. What's there to see? A school's a school. Come if you want. I'm not stopping you. We'd gotten close enough that I didn't hold back around my roommates. Anna teased. Who is it? Did you get a boyfriend? I rolled my eyes. Still single. 18 years and counting. Want to check? That afternoon, Luke messaged Meihai's banners and seal were ready. Come pick them up. I'm at the front gate. He sent a voice note. Anna heard it and gasped. You're not dating? Then who's that? He sounds hot. She dragged Fatima with her. At the gate, Luke leaned against his black SUV in a white casual outfit, waving at me. Anna clutched my arm, nearly screaming. That's your master. No way he looks like a movie star. Fatima was equally unconvinced. I sighed and pointed. That's Luke Dawson, my master. Don't believe me? Go to Beijing Temple, he's registered there. These days, even being a Taoist priest required good looks. I picked up the new flags, and Selth, the one the Dragon Master used before, was just a spiritual projection. In the practice, banners, seals, and swords must be both spiritually received and physically prepared. After dinner, Luke dropped us off at the dorm. When we opened the door, a girl was unpacking. I said, sorry, wrong room. But the number was right, 320. The girl smiled and showed a little fang. Nope, this is 320. Just then, the dorm manager walked by. Emily requested a room change. This student was also looking to transfer, so it worked out. The sweet girl extended her hand. Hi, I'm Julia. By her feet was a fluffy, white Balan, adorable fox, rubbing affectionately against her. I quickly scanned her aura and extended my hand. Hi, Isabel.